Hey there. So for this assignment, I decided to take a cultural plunge into a religious organization. But before I give into which one, I'll give you a little bit of background. So my family has always been a cocktail of religion. We have the Methodists, the Baptists, the Catholics, non-denominationals, the atheists, the converted, everything. And then of course, what I eventually stand my belief in, the Pentecostals. Growing up, it has always been biblically based. Everything that we do, everything that we don't do, comes from the standards that are in the Bible, and Christ-centered. And, I appreciate that now, and I appreciated it then. But when I first got saved in the 9th grade, I read a verse that said that you should always be able to give a reason for your faith. And I kind of took it to heart in a really new way, where I realized that, being a cocktail of religion, my family being a cocktail of religion, isn't a bad thing. I get this opportunity to be able to honestly approach these people and, ask tough questions and see what their response is so that I can form my own opinion, which I think is something that gets, people tend not to do. When it comes to religion or political beliefs or any real big beliefs is, oh, my parents believe it, now I'm gonna believe it, and check off. Or my parents believe it and I will not believe it because my parents do, check off. And I didn't really want to take that route. I wanted to take the personal, one-on-one relationship with God route, where I figure out what I believe from my own opinions. So, I went to the Methodist churches, I went to the Baptist churches, I took time to ask the non-denominationals and the atheists all of the questions, just, trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be in this world and where is the best, where can I find the most, I can't think of the word, the most realistic version of what I want my faith to be. And I feel like I should cover this. Christianity and religion are two different things. And that was one of the first things that I learned. Being a Christian is someone who believes in God. And then religion is how you believe in God. So I'm a Christian, and that's what most people consider themselves to be, a Christian. But my religion is Pentecostal. And that's where I eventually landed, of course. So I did the test of time, and I went through all those churches, and I asked all the questions, and I got to where I am today. And then I got to this assignment and realized, wait, I haven't even looked at the Catholic Church. I haven't even been in most of the Catholicism religion or anything like that, or asking the questions. I did, my grandma, who lives in Louisiana, I did ask her a few things, but she's converted to Baptist. So even she didn't really answer in some of the ways that she could have. She actually almost became a nun, so that's how much she knew about it, but still, like, updated rise, she didn't really know anything. So I decided to go to a Catholic church, St. Cecilia. It's about 30 minutes away from my house. I hear about it all the time. They're always doing awesome fundraisers. They're always, they do the Easter egg hunt near me. They do the fish fry, I think, is something that they do. They do tons and tons of things. So I was really excited to be able to go into it. Now, pre-notes, I knew nothing about Catholicism. I heard about it in history class. We went over it sometimes in my private school. I knew nothing. I knew there was a priest. I knew there were nuns. I knew there was a pope. That's about it. I knew there something about Lent, and also they do 40 days of concentration, which is what my church does, but we do it at a different time. And I think Lent and that 40 days are the same thing. I don't know. So going in totally blind, like no clue. And I knew I wasn't gonna learn every single answer, that I know every single thing. just from one service, but I still wanted to go in and like see how they did their services, you know, just like how it was oriented and everything like that. And let me tell you, it was totally unexpected. I knew it wouldn't be anything like my church, because if you know what Pentecostal is, and then if you know what Catholic is, like, this is Pentecostal and like this is Catholic. I knew it was going to be totally two ends of the spectrum, and that's what I was getting myself into, and I was excited to see a different version of it. Now, I think when you go into something like that from the standpoint that I was already in, like I already consider myself to be pretty knowledgeable, and when it comes to religion, I had to really, really open my mind. I found myself a lot of the times thinking, what? Or thinking, I don't know about that. Which is bad, which is the opposite of what I wanted to do. I wanted to go in with an open mind, and you have to make that conscious decision. I mean, I'm sure everyone did, where you had to literally pretend that you didn't have the beliefs that you already had and go in with the idea that I want to learn something new. And I did learn something new. I learned things that I didn't know before. The lesson that he talked about was very interesting. And, you know, it kind of gave me a new insight. It was new, but it was interesting, you know, and I was excited for that. Now, when it comes to, jumping over to Catholic and not being a Pentecostal anymore, I think that I'm still strong in what I believe, and I'm still happy with where I am right now in my religion and in my faith. But it was, being a person who's been to the Methodist churches, the Baptist churches, everywhere, it was awesome to be able to go into that Catholic church with my friends and just go in and take it all in and be like, wow, this is awesome. Cathedrals are beautiful. That's the oldest church is the Catholics. They are the oldest. They've been around forever. And my belief actually stemmed from their beliefs. So it was cool to see what was correlating there, what was the same, and then to see where we branched off and where we thought different and where it's separated. That's awesome. Not in I'm better or anything kind of way. That's awesome to see where my origin story for my beliefs were. And I was really happy to come across that kind of stuff. Like I said, I don't think I would go back, just because I'm happy with where I am right now and maturity wise and my relationship with God. But I think it's something that everyone should do. Everyone should take these cultural plunges into other viewpoints. They shouldn't just accept the things that their mom or dad said about them, So I'm thankful for this assignment. I'm thankful for the ability to be able to go out and be able to have so many different ways of life right at my doorstep. They're there for me to test. They're there for me to try. They're there for me to be able to get into and understand. And I'm thankful for that. And I would encourage you guys, to whoever's watching this, to go out and don't believe what your parents believe just because they're your parents, or what your grandparents say, or what your friends say. You on your own are an individual who can and should create your own unique personal ideas. And that's one of the wonderful things about the place that we live. That's one of the wonderful things about being human, is that we get to have our own ideas, formulate our own thoughts. And this assignment really opened my mind to that, and I plan on using it in the future. So thank you.